see. We're going to make sure all systems are go. All right. Looks like we are. It looks like we are good to go. Looks like we are indeed live, which is good. Got the just saw the Discord notification come up. So this is obviously this is free consultation Sunday. Ryan Thompson, a blast from the past. Ryan Thompson, my friend, are you the Ryan Thompson in Phoenix, Arizona, or some? Because, dude, I consulted you back in like 2019, 2020, if I'm not mistaken, Ryan. You know what? I might actually have you in your phone. You in your phone. I might have you in my phone. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna text you. I got a new number, Ryan. All right, very good, man. I'm gonna tell you what. It is very, very cool to have because I mean Charles Merchant was one of the OGs. And he started, I guess I'm back in the algorithm now, which is good. All right. I've got the link posted in the chat, as well as the description. And also, guys, there is going to be a Real House Negroes of the so-called black community. In just over anywhere between an hour and a half from now. I've got it scheduled for 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We might start at 8:45, maybe even 9 o'clock, depending upon how long we go on the consultations. Consultations are by far and away my favorite thing to do because I love helping and advising men. And the reason I do these, Mike Steele is in the house. Good to see you in here, my friend. Yes, sir. Let's see. Kenneth Smith says, are any of you PUAs going to finally tell men to only date women with money and treat them like ghetto trailer girls? Kenneth, I'm not a PUA. I'm not a pickup artist. So, I think you've, yeah, I think you might have the wrong channel, bruh. I think you might have the wrong channel. I think what Kenneth has to understand is that Kenneth, like a lot of other people in the mainstream media, as well as our critics and detractors, they like to disingenuously lump us all into the same box. They think that we're, and it's funny, they always lump us depending upon what they want their narrative to say. They'll lump us, and it's funny because they'll say we're incels and we hate women. But then we get guys like Kenneth who come in here and say, "Well, you guys are PUAs. You need to tell guys to, date women with money." Listen, man, I am never going to advise men to date women with money. This is not a
broke ass niggas
podcast. If you are a broke nigga, yeah, date a woman with money. If you don't mind being controlled, if you don't mind your woman or the woman you're fucking having all of the leverage, by all means, date a woman with money. Women with money And women, and you know, to be honest with you, that's actually not bad advice. Like if you're a bum, like if you're a bum ass nigga, or if you're just starting out, if you're starting your side hustle and you know, and eventually you want to have your own business and be a high level guy, yeah, get you a starter chick with money. Date a woman with money. That way you can, you know, maybe work on your own pet project, right? Date a woman with money and, you know, see if she'll help you fund it. That's not something I would do because I don't really, like, I don't need money. But yeah, I mean, if you're a broke ass nigga, yeah, date a woman with money. Kenneth Smith says, you were a PUA for 20 years. I'm MGTOW and own it. No, I was a PUA for 3.5 years. I was a PUA for 3.5 years. Kenneth, I'm not Rolo. Like who? Like I don't think you realize who. Like I'm not like Kenneth. I'm not a big deal. Okay, like I'm not a big deal here. Like this is not a. I mean, yeah, I've got honestly of all the quote relevant Manosphere channels, I clearly have the least amount of subscribers. Straight up, all of the Manosphere channels that matter, I have the least amount of subscribers. That's just how it is. But yeah, I was a PUA for 3.5 years max. I was not a pickup artist for 20 years. You said that you're a MGTOW and you own it. Good for you. I'm glad that you have decided to go your own way. Appreciate that. But you need to. But you know you really got to get your facts straight. You really got to get your facts straight because I think you might have me mixed up with somebody else. I'm only 40. I'm 47 years old, man. I didn't find this community until I was 32, and it took, good Lord, it took 3 years for me to learn how to pick up girls. It took 3 years to learn how to do it, and then I spent the next 3.5 years honing and perfecting my craft. But I think you got the wrong guy. Mike Steele in the chat says, never feed her before you fuck her. Absolutely. Haroon Zaman says, what are your thoughts on this? Should you smash the chick first and then give her time, or should you take her out a few times, then smash? I argued with a mate about this. I believe smash first. You are correct, sir. Smash first, as Mike Steele in the chat said, never feed her before you fuck her. And the reason I tell you this, Haroon, is because I think we all know that women will purposefully swipe right on Tinder on men that she is not romantically interested in, unbeknownst to the man she swiped right on, for the explicit purpose of getting a free meal. This is why I tell guys never feed her before you fuck her. And I'll tell you what. You know what I'll tell you. I actually, Haroon, if you wanna stick around, I'll actually, while I'm waiting for guys to pull up, let me pull up a skit. I actually just played this skit. I actually played this skit a while last time. I played this skit the last time, and it encapsulated coffee date. It encapsulates this particular conversation. It's actually a very funny. It's a very funny skit. It's actually a very funny skit, but by the same token, there is a message behind it. So. Without further ado, here is the skit it's actually a couple of skits. So, yeah, ma'am, can I talk to you for a second? Yeah, Kenneth Smith says, I've liked you for a few years before the pandemic. You were a PUA while dealing with the Pan-African dude. Okay, Kenneth, so you liked me before, you don't like me now. I'm not, like, Kenneth, I fail to see the point. Like, are you just in here to talk shit and say that you're better than me because I mean, what's the point? What's the point? I'm no longer a PUA. I was a quote unquote PUA for 3.5 years. You used to like me. Okay, I appreciate your support. Now what? Do you want me to change my message to appease you? Do you want me to say something that will win your approval? Because, like, respectfully, Kenneth, I couldn't give less of a fuck about what you people think. I really couldn't. So, I don't know, if you want to have a conversation, whatever the case may be, if you're just going to come in here to troll, okay, that's fine. I mean, I get that all the time. But hey, I'm happy that you're a MGTOW, and I'm happy you found peace or whatever. Stick around, you might learn something. Here we go.
Okay.
All right. What do you think about guys like taking like girls on these coffee dates for like the first date?
Oh, no. That's unacceptable.
Why?
Because I'm worth more than a $4 latte.
So, what's the proper first date for you then?
I don't know, like take me to a nice restaurant like a normal man.
But what if he doesn't think you're worth a dinner date yet?
Why would he think that I'm not worth a dinner date?
I don't know, maybe he's been on a foodie call a few times?
I'm not like that.
Well, how does he know? Welcome to Miguel Used Cars. What kind of car you look for today?
Yeah, I'm looking for a car with good gas mileage.
Ah, you come to the right place. Ven aquí, ven aquí. Esta belleza aquí. Get 245 miles to the gallon.
245 miles to the gallon?
No, my mistake. 45 miles to the gallon.
Oh, okay.
It got all the bell and whistle, hermosa.
Does it come with a warranty?
Sí. A 20 year or 500,000 miles, whichever comes first.
500,000 miles?
No, my mistake. 6 months, 50,000 miles.
Okay, can I give it a test drive?
No, we no do test drive here. Company policy, no test drive.
Well, how do I know if the car works?
I tell you what, let me turn on for you. Eh? Hold on, don't, no leave. Ah, you see? She run like a tree.
If she were your friend,
Would you advise her to buy that car?
of course not.
And the same reason that you would advise her not to buy the car,
It's the same reason we advise men to take women on low investment first dates,
like a coffee date,
or going for a walk,
or going for a walk after coffee,
or feeding the ducks,
go on a hike or a nature walk,
or take her to a museum.
anything but an expensive dinner date.
You see, ladies, so many of you have taken advantage of men by using them to get food.
That men with experience and options are using low investment first dates as a test drive.
Back in the day, most young women were worth taking out to a nice dinner on the first date
Why?
because they were raised to be quality women.
They were fit, they were feminine, they were friendly, and they were sexually chaste.
They were also taught by their mothers how to cook, clean, and keep a home.
And most importantly, how to keep a husband and be a good mother.
So if a young man were interested in a young lady,
He was more than happy to take her to a nice restaurant on the first date,
why?
because he knew that she had the potential to be a great wife and mother to his children.
There are a lot of women out here who have the body of a Shelby Cobra.
But under the hood is the engine of a 1973 Pinto with over 450,000 miles on it.
Hey, but that would still be under Miguel's warranty.
Yeah, right? But the reason Miguel didn't want her to take the car for a test drive,
Is because he knew there was something wrong with the car.
modern women are exactly like used car salesmen who do not allow potential customers to take their cars on a test drive.
They know that even though they look good on the outside,
Their insides have a ton of mileage.
and even more,
And get this, women know this about themselves.
just like Miguel knows about his crappy inventory,
Miguel wanted Devin to buy the car first.
and then discover the issues down the road.
And this is the very reason why you should steer clear of any woman who has a problem with low investment first dates.
They know they're not quality women,
So they demand their gifts and dinner dates up front,
while making you think you'll be rewarded for your efforts,
when in reality, they know they'll never take you seriously.
or
Which is why they don't want you finding this out.
until after you spend $300 on a dinner date.
She knows that as soon as you discern that she is not worthy of your time, attention, and resources,
You won't invest in her any longer.
advising a man to take a woman on a dinner date for the first date,
It's like advising someone to buy a car without a test drive.
don't let these bitches take you for a ride, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Kenneth Smith says, I'm not better, and I think you're smart, but tell men the truth about how to win in relationships. Okay, Kenneth. It sounds like you disagree. Pardon me. It sounds like you disagree with my advice. And so you said, tell men the truth about how to win in relationships with American women. My friend, my brand is quite literally based on that. So I guess there's something. Listen, if there's something in my message or my strategy that you disagree with, let me know. Look, man. I'm not. Listen, man. I'm not open-minded. I'm pretty close-minded because I am close to 50 years old. I've experienced a lot of things, and my mind has been made up about a lot of things. But I'm open to having my mind changed. By the right conversations. All right, let's go to Chris Williams. C-Dub, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Yo, Don. Hey, how's it going, man? I hope you're doing very well.
I'm doing real good, man. Where are you calling from, Chris?
I just got done hanging out with my dad, family in Long Beach. Took my dad to a nice Lucille's barbecue dinner. I don't know if you've ever been there. Lucille's.
No, I never have.
Have you been there?
No, I have not.
It's like it's like a really good Southern American restaurant. You should try it out.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, definitely advise you. But I understand, like, this is your Sunday relationship show, but I'm not coming here for that necessarily. I will come to you for that another day. But I just had to share this with you, Donovan.
Okay.
I know you were going to talk about colorism and all that, but this is gonna lead towards that. Okay.
Okay. Because I know nothing about colorism. I am completely ignorant. So please educate me,
bro. So, recently I had this girl just spam my whole DMs just because she thought that by the song choice that I played on my IG notes, and you know how you could play a song on your notes for IG. You could like share notes. And you could play a song. You know that?
No, I did not know that.
Oh yeah, you can share songs and you could like write notes on your IG. I'm pretty sure like everybody in the chat probably knows what I'm talking about. But okay, so I played a song. The name of the song was called Ice Age. Okay, it's from like Don Toliver and Travis Scott or something like that. Okay. I like the name. I like the song. I like the beat. That's why I played it. Right. This bitch comes in my DMs attacking me and spamming me because she thinks I'm over here talking about ice, like the shit that's going on in our nation.
Oh my God.
She literally was spamming my DMs talking about how much of a coon, how dark I am. I'm like, keep in mind, this is a black woman. Why do I have to be like so dark, and why is that so bad now if we're the same skin tone?
Wow.
I don't understand that.
So hold on. Let me
to me asking it.
So let me get this straight. So she spammed your DMs based on a song that you played, and she decided to tell you, she decided to assume that you are pro ice, or you are pro ice.
Yeah. All, bro, like, I couldn't believe it, bro. I was like, I like the song. Apparently, it was the worst time to play any song that had the names Ice in it, right? But really though, like, you're the only, like, she was the only bitch that came to my DM spamming my shit, calling me a coon, nigger, you're dark. She was telling me to go back to Mexico, bro.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
I was like, I went to Mexico like 2 months ago. I had a fun time. But I said I was just leaning into it, right? I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go to Mexico. Then what? Like, what? You know, like, I'm sorry, bro. I had to get that off, bro. Like,
incredible, man.
It was incredible. Just the most insane shit. I couldn't believe it, man. Like, you could ask someone, like, hey, did you play this song because of this? And I could have been just like, no, I just like the song. Like, I wasn't even thinking about what was going on in the nation pertaining to the song. I couldn't believe it, bro. But that's what hurt and broken women will do that, and they can't be fixed. Can't be.
No, broken men. Listen, you're right, C-Dub. Broken men can be fixed. Broken women cannot. I've said this for years.
Yeah, man. Why does she have to call me dark though when she's a black woman too? Though? I didn't like
because women are hypocrites.
Yeah, man. It was just the most insane shit to me. I was just like, I can't believe this is happening. But okay, let me play around with it. And then eventually I just had to block her. I just, like, whatever.
Jesus.
It is what it is. I never even met the girl in my life, but she just felt like she had to say that. Sad.
Yeah, it's very, very sad. Listen, be sure to chime in when we talk about this on the Real House Negroes of the so-called black community, man. I think that I think your story would definitely catch some eyeballs for sure.
I'll chime in, brother.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
I just want to share that, man. I hope you're having a good day, man. And I'll hit the cash. I'll hit you with something. You know, I got you.
All right, yeah, that's cool. It ain't no big deal. If you can, you can. If not, it's no big deal. All right, cool. Thanks for chiming in.
Appreciate you, Don.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very, very much. All right, that was C-Dub. Let me bring Jamie in here. Jamie, you're a little bit early. This is actually the dating the dating consultation.
Oh, I can come back.
Yeah, this is the dating consultation. So I'm actually gonna go live with that in about a half an hour. So stay tuned.
Okay, I'll be watching though, man, because trust me, for your audience, you guys are going to listen to this because I'm going to educate you guys on colorism and why it exists.
Okay, very good. We'll talk to you in about a half an hour, my man. All right, very good. Alaskan K is in the house. Good to see you in here. Brandon M with the $5 super chat says, I've been hitting up singles happy hours this week and cleaning up. Thanks, Don. The advice you and MLD have helped me tremendously with my confidence. Absolutely. Kenneth Smith says, should we be calling ice on Donovan? I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, very good. All right, so yeah, I want you guys to pull up again if you have any relationship questions, and I'll leave the pull-up line open until for an hour. All right, looks like we've got Apollo in the house. All right, Apollo, how you doing, man?
All right, Don, what's going on?
Not too much, brother. So what's on your mind, man? I saw your chat in the YouTube chat, and apparently I didn't want you to rush home. But it is what it is. So what's going on, man? What's on your mind?
All right, so it's a situation one involving women. One of the ones that I've been seeing for now, it's been over a year, that I've told you about several times. The one that had issues with her always asking me about other women. And you had told me about, tell her, look, you need to stop that or we're not going to see each other. Then I had told you this is the same one that was seeing me, but then also before that was seeing my friend and knew about it and knew that we knew each other, but didn't tell me about it until me and him figured it out. So still dealing with her, just seeing her casually. And, her, of course, still asking me about, I want us to be together. I have feelings for you. When could I meet your kids? When I can meet your mom? All that stuff. And I've been straight up with her. I'm like, I don't see you in that fashion. I enjoy what we have, but anything more? No, because one, she is not open to non-monogamy. She wants monogamy. She's like, yeah, but I don't pressure you about, I know you see other women. I don't say anything. I'm like, there's a difference. We're still casually versus if we get into a relationship and then it's still non-monogamous, that you don't want that. And she acknowledges she doesn't. So that's why I can't go any further than what it's been in that situation. So what happened recently was another girl from my past that I met originally back in 2020, got in contact with me, found me on Instagram, and, wanted to start kicking it. Me and this girl had always just been, it was just hooking up, just sex, no going out or whatnot. So I guess, whatever situations you've been through, dating, fizzled out and all that kind of stuff, and reached out. And so, once they start hooking up, so I'm like, I'm cool with that because we had a good time and everything. The issue is this, is that the girl that I've been seeing for over a year, we've been sleeping together, unprotected for 6 months now. I mean, we've been seeing each other a year and a half, so we're sleeping together raw.
Okay.
This other girl that I was seeing, from 2020 when we hooked up, at a certain point we started doing that, unprotected. She wants to start hooking up again unprotected. And, it was like, she tested and all that stuff. I always get tested. I was straight up with the girl I've been seeing for a year and a half. I'm like, hey, somebody came back. They want to do this. She kind of got livid on me, just like, so you would sleep with somebody else unprotected? I guess basically stating, and I think you had said it best, she's trying to stake her claim at number one.
There you go.
And with in this situation, me saying I would do this with another girl is really, I know her saying like, what about my health and all that stuff? It's like, you think I'm just doing it? I would do it willy nilly? Of course not. But I wanted to get your opinion if that's what it really comes down to about her feeling like she's not special if I do that with somebody else too.
Wow. Yeah, what she's trying to do is and just like you said it, absolutely. It's that number one spot she's looking for. She's looking for that number one spot. It's the way and what she wants to do is she wants to differentiate herself from all the other girls that you are sleeping with. And so see, here's the thing. So she's resolved this in her mind, Apollo. Okay, he's having sex with other women, but he is having unprotected sex with me, right? And as long as he's having unprotected sex with me and nobody else, then I guess I'm, exclusive, et cetera, et cetera. That's exactly what it is. When's the last time you saw
her? Yesterday.
Okay. All right. And what was the conversation like yesterday?
It was about that, but it was also just about like, she's saying she's sticking in it because she has hope. She thinks I'll change because what her thought was what the conversation was about yesterday, because my youngest daughter just graduated high school. Okay. So she's thinking that, okay, now that your youngest is out of high school, because I'm still around my ex a lot. Okay. And I go over there, and she's just like, I didn't think you would still be around your ex. And, your daughter graduated, your other one's 21. Of course you're going to be in her life, but you don't need to see them as much as you do at your ex's place. So she was under the thinking that would stop. That family unit would slowly back off, that I wouldn't be there as much. And it hasn't, because I love seeing my girls. It's easier to see in our ex's place. My ex cooks and does all that stuff. Like today, she cooked for Father's Day, for me and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, there's no need to stop that. She thought that would stop. And I guess was asking, kind of wondering, will it slow down? Will it stop? Is it going to change? What's the dynamic? So that's what the conversation was yesterday.
Yeah.
I know, that's why I said that story for you.
Okay. So I think, look, man, and how long have you been seeing this woman for? You said on and off for the last...
Well, it's been steady for over a year now, since March Madness of last year. So over a year.
Gotcha. Yeah, the thing is it's just like I told you, and let me bring up on screen. It's actually just kind of like what I told you the last time we talked. At some point, you're going to have to resolve in your mind that this relationship is probably over, man.
Yeah.
The longer it goes, the more it's going to get like this. At some point, she is going, and she'll probably come in and out of your life. When she finally decides to leave, she'll wait a few months, then she'll come back. But eventually, she will eventually fade out of your life, because when a woman has it in her mind that she wants to be the number one girl, that's really all they can think about. Right.
So do you think in this situation, would it be better for me to end it? Or, because I've been giving her the door, like, hey, if you don't like, how I operate, you don't have to stay. You're free to leave. There's no hard feelings. Or do you think it's going to be incumbent on me to end it then? Because it seems like she won't.
Yes. A woman is not going to end a relationship. She will either just go. If she ends a relationship, she's certainly not going to tell you about it. What she's going to do is she's just going to ghost you. And so because she hasn't ghosted you, it is going to be incumbent upon you to end the relationship. There's no way, and again, there's no way that this relationship can continue going the way it goes, because like I told you a couple of weeks ago, at some point she's going to start to escalate. She's going to start to escalate things, right? Because right now, okay, well, why aren't you fucking other girls unprotected? Blah 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 blah. She wants to meet your family, your daughters, blah 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 blah, and she knows where. Does she know where you live? She knows where you live, right?
Yeah.
If I were you, I would start my exit strategy, man. I would start my exit strategy, because what's going to end up happening is she's going to do something that's borderline illegal.
And that's why I remember you said that. And that's why I've been trying to figure if she ends it, then, because sometimes when you end it with somebody that they're not ready for, they go crazy. But if she ends it, that meant she's ready for it. And I'm feeling like would be less likely to do something crazy because she ended it.
Yeah, and see, this is the thing. Women don't get upset about relationships they end. They get upset about relationships that are ended on them. And as we all know, women end most relationships. So again, if you're the guy that ends this relationship, then yeah, she's going to be feeling some type of way for sure.
Right. So that's why I was trying to figure out how could I get her to do it? That way it's her idea and less likely to do something crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of tricky, but we have gotten to that point. I don't want to say we're getting to the point of diminishing returns, but it's gonna get to a point to where the returns are going to start diminishing. It's not going to be worth it. Like all of the extracurricular stuff that you're going to have to deal with is not going to be worth it anymore. It's just not.
Right. I absolutely agree. And have you ever been, and I guess, in your dealings with ladies were two where you might have been hooking up, unprotected, not being stupid with it, but where it was two and that they knew about it and were okay with it? Or have you never been in that?
Yeah, I've been in situations where I'm seeing two girls at the same time and they both knew about each other. And the interesting thing is that the girl, and this is funny, this should be standard operating procedure, but the girl that, if you're seeing multiple girls, right? If you're seeing multiple girls, the one that cares the least, that's the one you don't have to worry about. The one that demands more of your time, that's the one you got to worry about. That's the one you got to worry about.
Yeah, that's the one we've been discussing. That's
right, exactly.
Time, right.
Yeah, and so what I do is if I notice that a girl is getting if I notice that a girl is starting to get a little bit clingy, that's when I'll try to start. I don't want to say I'll start my exit strategy. I kind of just I used to pay attention to her behavior. Okay, she mentioned being in a relationship, blah, 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 blah. Okay, she's escalating. The more she escalates, the more likely it is that I'm going to be the one that's out. So I would just pay attention. And again, and this is just like I told you about a month and a half ago when I told you she's going to start escalating. There are going to be things that she does. And I'm not saying that she's going to do anything illegal, but if you keep this up, it could come to that. Okay.
So is there, in your opinion, a way that maybe I could get her to be the one to break it off so that way it lessens the likelihood of her doing something crazy instead of me breaking it off and then she's not ready for it and does something?
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly right. And so, and here's the thing, Apollo, when you do this, you're going to have to break up with her. Hold on. Let me ask you this. When you end things with a fuck buddy situationship, do you break up with them over text, over the phone, or face to face?
Those have been usually through text, but honestly, all of those have been on their end because they met somebody that wanted more. So they sent me a text like, hey, I met somebody. So I actually haven't ever broken up with a fuck buddy because they always did it because they met somebody that wanted a relationship. So it's always been through text.
There you go. So yeah, break up with her via text message. But what you're going to have to start doing, Apollo, you're going to have to start. And I know, dude, and I know the pussy is good, my friend. But dude, you're going to have to start. You're going to have to start pulling back, man. Because if you don't start pulling back, things could potentially get really, really messy, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess there's no way you can think of where I could maybe have her do it. That way it doesn't get as messy?
No. Just be a man and just be like, look, this is not working.
Okay.
This is not working.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. I knew it was going to come to that eventually. I know you had said that, and it's like it's headed that way.
This is it. This is we have come to the point. We have come to the point of no return. We've come to the point of no return. You guys know how that goes.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to get on. I missed the last one because I've just been so busy with getting to graduation and prom and all this stuff at the end of the year. But finally done. I'm off the hook. Made the last child support payment, so I'm happy about that.
Good, very good.
Yes. So, finally. I mean, I know they'll still want money and stuff, but I don't have to pay their mama anymore. So I'm all happy about that, man. And they're both, high school graduates, and I made it at least this far, so I'm thankful.
Good stuff, man. Yeah, dude, listen, call back anytime. Like I said, at the bottom of the hour, we're doing a we're doing a round robin panel about colorism, and I know you know a little bit about that. So if you have time, if you're around, feel free to jump in and give us your thoughts, man. I'd appreciate that.
Okay, appreciate it, Don. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, my friend. That is Apollo in Pittsburgh, pulling up. Appreciate that very, 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 very much. All right, let's go to Dasher. Dasher, you are on live with Donovan. Where are you calling us from today?
I'm from Montreal. Do you hear me?
From where?
Montreal.
Montreal, Canada. Oh, boy. Oh, I know who this is. Dasher. All right, Dasher. Okay. Now, we all want to know. And just so you guys understand who and what we're dealing with, Dasher is a longtime supporter of mine. Loved the dude to death. Dasher was in a situation with a woman that he had never slept with, who he wanted to pursue for possible marriage, until he discovered that she was probably hooking up with someone else. So, what is going on with this situation now?
There's nothing going on. It's still. I never saw her since the last time I talked to you about this situation. So there's no news about this situation, and just like you said, I just move on, and yeah. Okay,
good, very good. I'm glad to hear that. So what's on your mind today, Dasher?
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about the subject of cheating. So we know today that the average age that women lose their virginity is 17 or 18, whether it's in Canada or in the United States, and 99% of women that we meet out there are either in a relationship or they're always seeing somebody. Okay. So do you think that do you think that today it's still we should say that it's still wrong today to say that's how can I put this? Okay, sorry. So is it still wrong today to go after the girlfriend of another man, knowing that 99% of men that we meet today are already in a relationship? And if you meet a woman tomorrow and she's flirting with you, 9 times out of 10 she's already in a relationship, do you believe that it would be wrong to take that woman from another man?
Have you ever heard of the saying "all's fair in love and war"?
The first time I heard that is from you.
Yes, well, okay, well, there we go. Yeah, the thing is this, man. Is it wrong to go after another man's girlfriend? Well, let me ask you this. Was it wrong for the guy to go after the girl that you were interested in?
Personally, I believe that it was wrong because of that woman ruined the situation that she had with me. So I wouldn't believe that if the same thing happened to him, that guy is not in a position to say that it's wrong for that woman to do the same thing, because that guy was opportunistic. He took advantage of the situation, and he didn't hesitate to go after that woman, knowing that she ended the situation with me so that she could get with him. So if the same thing happened to him, then there's nothing wrong with that, so because he did the same thing, so he's not in a position to complain or to be shocked or surprised if that woman do the same to him. So this is why I ask you that, because I know that any woman that we meet today, if she get with me or with you, we know that she's monkey branching from a relationship to another. Of course. So I'm sure that boyfriend, if that woman leave her current boyfriend, that same boyfriend certainly took her from another man before you or before me. So for me personally, I don't believe today that in that environment that it's still wrong today for a man to take the girl from another man, except if it's a situation where both of them were virgin, they met when they were young, and they were together for 20, 30, 50 years. Now, in that situation, we shouldn't get involved. But if you meet a woman in her 20s or 30s and she leave her boyfriend for something that she thinks is better, then we shouldn't be in the position to judge that woman, and that guy shouldn't be shocked or surprised for it to do that. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but yeah.
Yeah, it's the thing is this, man. Everything is it right or wrong? I'm not going to sit here and say that it's right to take another man's woman knowingly or that it's wrong. But you have to understand that there are consequences to every action, right? And we say all the time, listen, man, if a girl wants to cheat, she's going to cheat. And what I used to advise guys is, hey, man, like if she wants to cheat with you and you're like, well, it's wrong of me to have sex with her. If you don't fuck her, she's going to find somebody else to fuck her. Yeah. So if it ain't you, it's going to be someone else. That being said, fucking with another man's woman, and you understand, Dasher, that most men, especially in this part of the world, are very, very blue-pilled. And blue-pilled men, when they find out that their woman cheated, they misplace their anger and blame. They end up blaming the man. Temptation Island Season 1. I broke down Temptation Island Season 1. And one of the couples, one of the online contestants was a girl named Casey and a guy named Evan. Evan was a tall, good-looking dude. You know, all the girls wanted him, blah, 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 blah. Evan's father was dead because Evan's father, like Evan, was also very good looking and very good with the ladies. Evan's father ended up fucking another man's wife. That woman's husband found out about it and went and killed him. Okay? That is not an uncommon occurrence. That is not an uncommon occurrence. And so my advice to you would be there are enough girls out there to go around. Okay, we know that most women are single. Most women by 2030 are going to be single. To me, it's not worth it. And again, I've been in these situations before, Dasher. I have knowingly, and listen, sometimes I'll be sleeping with a girl and I know she has a boyfriend, sometimes I don't. But there are risks to having sex with a girl that you know is in a relationship. And for me, just with the experiences that I have, it's not worth it for me. At least it's not anymore. And so I don't think it's worth it for you because you never know what these guys out here would do if they find out that you're the girl, if you're the guy that's fucking his wife or girlfriend.
Okay. So when you say blue pill, you mean they're naive about what they're naive. These men are naive about what their women can do.
Right. Exactly. This is the thing, and that's a very good question. The thing is, Dasher, blue-pilled men still have this idea that their wives or girlfriends are these innocent snowflakes. So if there's a revelation of infidelity, they can't register that it was the woman that made this happen. So what ends up happening, Dasher, is they misplace their anger. Well, it couldn't have been her because she told me she loved me. He must have seduced her. He must have coerced her. He must have E-par'd her. He'll come up with whatever reason he has to be upset with you. But here's the thing. Being upset with you, the man, that's the easy part. And that's why most blue pill men misplace their anger. Who they're really pissed off at is their wives and girlfriends. But because they're afraid of their wives and girlfriends, they can't be honest with them about how they feel and do what needs to be and do what needs to be done and say what needs to be said. And so not only are they, yes, they're definitely naive to female nature. More importantly, they have this crazy idea in their head that their wives and girlfriends are these sweet, pure little innocent creatures, and that any man who happens to tap that ass must have done something nefarious, or he must have done some sort of a hocus pocus. Whatever the case may be, blue pill men will blame you, the paramour, for fucking the wife or girlfriend. So again, my advice to you would be I would stay away. I would definitely stay away from a woman if you know she's in a relationship. If you don't know, that's a different story. There's nothing you can do about that because even if you ask a woman, are you in a relationship? If she doesn't want you to know, she won't tell you. Yeah. But by the same token, listen, you can do what you want. I'm just letting you know that going after a woman you know is already spoken for comes with a whole other set of risks. It's one thing, they say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Okay, fair enough. But I'm going to tell you what, a man scorned is even more dangerous than a woman scorned because a man doesn't have to recruit other men to do his revenge. A man can take revenge on you himself, just like Evan's father was the victim of revenge of a woman that he had sex with.
Yeah, but you talk about it. What I don't understand is that these guys know that, these guys probably know that when they met their girlfriend or wife, their girlfriend was probably seeing other guys or sleeping with other guys. They were not like at home reading the Bible and doing the thing. No,
right? No, of course not. And again, blue pill men don't realize that this is how women really are. This is why they misplace their anger.
Okay, so also, do you think that open relationship will become more common these days? Because since most women are promiscuous, and since we know that women are never single, and we are always sharing that women with other guys. Don't you think that more guys today are gonna opting for open relationship and just renouncing to get a serious committed relationship with a woman, or do you think that they're gonna stay naive and look for that good girl who's gonna be loyal to him and still get married?
Yeah. If you're looking for the good girl, it's going to be a long look. I mean, you can certainly do that, but this is why I have courses, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up. My book is How to Train Your Woman. Well, you're going to have to understand, Dasher, and this is the thing. I remember a couple of years ago when you told me, hey, man, I met someone who appears to be the genuine article. She's young, she's attractive, she's a virgin, and she turned out to be just like every other modern woman. I said all that to say this is, what you have to understand, and this is why we tell guys to heed our advice here, is you have to put women through their paces. Okay, you have to put women through their paces. You have to make them earn your commitment, because if you don't make them earn your commitment, they're not going to value it, right? The men that women chase make them directly or indirectly earn their commitment. And if you don't make a woman earn your commitment, like I said, she's not going to value it, which makes it very easy for her to branch swing when she wants to. Now, is it I've been in relationships with women who have cheated with me, and I never took them seriously, because I think we all know that if she cheats with you, she will most definitely cheat on you. So just understand that if you do happen to meet a woman who is in a relationship and you guys start to get quote unquote serious, it would be a grave mistake on your part to take her seriously. Just understand that she is recreational use only and nothing more.
Yeah, AMS spoke about this, and Mr. Lecourier too, and Darius M. They speak the same thing. So this is why I knew that you would say the same thing. So yeah, I understand. Yeah. So yeah, okay. So I wanted to talk to you about this. So now it's more clear. So yeah, that's just what I want to say. So keep continue doing your thing, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely, Dasher. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for jumping in here and sharing your thoughts. Let me read a couple of super chats before I bring on Aaron Moses. Dr. B84 with the $5 super chat. He says, Happy Father's Day to dads out there. Absolutely. Chris Williams with the $2 super chat says, I told her she can't even use ice cubes anymore. Oh my God. Kenneth, you had something else to say. Kenneth, if you're still in here, I'd love to talk to you, man. It sounds like you and I. It says, rotations are exhausting. Sleeping with multiple women, raw without the balls to end relationships is wild. Yeah, it sounds like, you know what, Kenneth? I'm just going to go ahead and call this what it is. Oh my God, JJ Spawn won the US Open. Wow, how about that? I'm just going to go ahead and call this out here. And I mean this with all due respect. Kenneth, I think you're not, I don't think you've ever been successful with women. I don't think you've ever been successful with women. I think you are probably still in the anger phase. I could be wrong. But if I am, I would love for you to come on and tell me about it. Because, and again, this is just from the limited interaction I've had with you. If I'm wrong, I am more than willing to admit that I'm wrong. But just from our limited interaction, you appear to be the typical angry MGTOW who is upset with guys like us for being good with women, because your first comment was, tell men the truth about dating. You were a PUA for 20 years. You didn't do your research. You have no idea who the fuck I am, nor would I expect you to. But you came in here and you said that I was a PUA for 20 years, which is categorically false. I've only been in the community I've only been in this community now for 12, 13 years, right? But then you're in the chat, you're making these pithy little comments. I would really, really like to talk with you about what you disagree about my message. And if you continue to talk shit in the chat, I'm going to ban you until you actually jump in and talk to me, because I'm just not the type of person that's going to go back and forth with you in the chat. I'm not going to do that. It's very, very easy to be a master debater behind an avatar, behind an avatar, behind all that's very, very easy to be smart and pithy when you have time to think. But in real time, in real conversations, that's when we find out where the bodies are buried. So Kenneth, Mr. fucking Know-It-All, Mr. Know-It-All, who I think is still in the anger phase, I'd love to talk to you, and I'd love for you to prove me wrong. Aaron Moses, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
What's going on, man?
Not too much, brother. How you doing?
Chilling, man. I took your advice. using my BM for recreational use only.
Good,
Pretty
very
much
good.
broke it out on her. So let me ask you this. Well, I have 2 or 3 questions, but
Okay.
well, actually, the first thing you said you were gonna speak on what pertaining to colorism?
Yeah. So the right after this, we're gonna do the Real House Negroes of the so-called Black community, and today's topic is about colorism. So if you want to chime in on that, you're more than welcome to chime in when we actually start that podcast.
Oh, man, of course, definitely, man. I'm half light skinned. I don't know if you can see it, but
yeah, I got you. No, I got you.
But so the situation I'm in right now, I met this 20-year-old, and I've been in and out of her business, just to keep it YouTube friendly.
Mm-hmm.
I've been dealing with her, but she wants me to lie to her mom and tell her that we're a couple so we could be more engaged on the weekdays and during the day. So I'm kind of, because I've been like I told you, I've been with her for like 5 years. So certain manipulation tactics I'm not really privy to. So do you think she actually really wants to be more frequent with our interactions, or do you think that she's trying to get me to go down this rabbit hole and get attached and things like
yes.
that?
Yeah, the answer is yes, Aaron. The answer is yes. She's trying to trick you into agreeing to a relationship. She's saying, well, should I lie to my mother and tell her I'm you're my boyfriend? And if you give her permission, if you say yes, then what that essentially does is that ships you guys. That turns you guys into a relationship, because in her mind, if her mother thinks you guys are in a relationship, then you guys are in a relationship. And so I would absolutely positively not let her get away with that. No way.
So what do you think I should do? Because she did allude to the fact that her mom's like, what is this guy doing over here? Like, she thinks that she's being promiscuous. I mean, that's what she's doing. But so where do I take it from here?
Let me ask you this: where do you want to take it from here? Do you want to keep banging her, or do you want to end it?
No, she's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know too much about her, but I'd rather have the situation we have going on right now.
Okay, so you want the sex without the commitment, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, keep things the way they are. So what I would do if I were you, tell her no. Don't tell your mom I'm your boyfriend. Why not? I don't want you to, because we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. You just got to be direct. You got to be straight up. Devin actually said it in the chat a little earlier. Just be direct, man. Just be direct. Be like, look, no, and be honest about why you're doing it. No, I don't want you to lie to your mother because this sounds and looks like some sort of manipulation to manipulate me into a relationship. And that's not what this is. Let her know this is not a relationship. And be respectful. Look, I mean this with all due respect, and I promise I don't mean to hurt your feelings, because I do care about you. We've been seeing each other for 5 years. This isn't a relationship, and it's never going to be a relationship. I like hanging out with you. I like having sex with you, but you and I are not going any further than this. And if you tell your mother that we are boyfriend and girlfriend, then you have effectively ended any relationship that you and I have. That's what I would tell her if I were you.
Okay. So going to the topic as far as, what was the last dude? What was his name?
Dasher.
Okay. As far as Dasher, man, I would say, I mean, just like you always say, man, a woman is always fucking somebody. It's very rare, if anything, unless they're over a certain age, because whatever the case may be.
Sure.
Bro, you're always gonna take somebody's
dick, man.
That's not on your radar. It's more so how you handle it. You just have to make sure that she doesn't have a crazy baby daddy. And other than that, bro, just be safe. You know what I'm saying? Don't go to her house. Because if she's worth a damn, she's gonna have a jealous boyfriend or a jealous ex or a jealous baby daddy that could pop up at any time. So make sure that you, number one, you have your money right, so you could take her to a hotel. Trust her enough to bring her to your crib, and if you don't deal with her, bro. Because just like anything that's worth fighting for is dangerous, bro. If you want to get a job, bro, somebody got fired before you got that job. You know what I'm saying? Or you took that job from somebody, or you know, life is about competitions, wins and losses. So just be smooth, be careful, and make sure that you have the skills to to get what you want, bro. That's all it is. But I appreciate the information that you gave me, man. Y'all be safe out there. Happy Father's Day.
Appreciate
Happy
it.
Father's Day to all y'all niggas who stole from Donovan Sharp, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for chiming in, brother.
All right.
Aaron Moses got jokes. He got jokes, bruh. He got jokes. All right, give me 2 seconds here. All right, give me 2 seconds here. Okay, very good. Okay. All right, excelente. All right, okay. All right, guys. I appreciate the. I appreciate you guys calling in. I'm now going to take my temporary leave. And come back. I'm gonna come back with the panel. The Real House Negroes of the